Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, as many of you were wondering why I am posting this video, is because I'm about to spread a little message, something showing love and support and also sympathy because of some tragedy happened around a few days ago, and that involves with a young man. And I think I wanted to spread a message very dearly because that one hits me right in the chest, and I'm talking about Cameron Boyce. For those of you that don't know, I am a huge Disney Channel fan myself, and I grew up with Disney Channel back as a kid during my teen days. Before I got into wrestling and became a WWE fan, I got into Disney Channel, watching Disney Channel every single day after school, and maybe watch a Disney Channel original movie, say for example Camp Rock or High School Musical. Any other Disney Channel show that I've watched, which the show that I'm talking about is Jessie, and Cameron Boyce was part of Jessie. And the main reason why I'm bringing him up is because he unexpectedly passed away in his sleep due to a seizure. And this one hits me right in the chest because not only he died from a seizure in his sleep, but he is the same age as me. He was 20 when he died, and I'm 20 as well. So I feel like that I wanted to send my thoughts and prayers to the family of Cameron, friends and fans who are mourning the loss of Cameron, and also with the cast and crew of Descendants, because I was a Descendants fan myself. You people think that I'm just an adult who's not only 20 but watching Descendants on Disney Channel. I'm just a girl who's going through the same thing as him, because he's been through many seizures, I think throughout his entire life, or perhaps, but all I know that he was diagnosed with epilepsy, and I'm not diagnosed with epilepsy, but I've been there before, and it's really scary. Next month is going to mark 1 year anniversary of the death of a WWE superstar who also passed away due to a seizure, and he got killed when he fell and got a gash from it and died instantly from a seizure. I'm talking about Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I am not only a wrestling fan but also a Disney Channel fan growing up, and a Disney fan myself. Jim Neidhart, he is part of the Hart Foundation, the Hart family, Bret the Hitman Hart, and with Natalia. And I still send my thoughts and prayers to Natalia and her family, who not only mourning the loss of Jim Neidhart, but also Natalia and Jim are friends. And when the Hart Foundation, which is Jim and Bret the Hitman Hart, got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame last year, I was so proud and amazed that they were inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, including Natalia, which she broke down into tears that she's proud of her father got inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame twice. Not only as an individual competitor, but also as a team, which is for the Hart Foundation. I was there at WrestleMania 35. If you guys haven't seen my WrestleMania 35 vlog, where I did reactions to it, and I was with my friends, and I was with my brother at the time when I was at WrestleMania, and it was one of the best experiences that I've ever been to my entire life, going to my first ever WrestleMania and watching the action, and also all your dreams coming true, going to WrestleMania or be at WrestleMania. It's like, it's so I am going to say this once more, that my thoughts and prayers go out to Cameron, Boyce, friends, family, and fans out here, and also to Jim, the Anvil, Neidhart, friends, family, and fans out here. So I guess I'll share my story, which I think I never told you guys before. But if you guys knew of what happened, if you guys keep keeping me posted of what happened throughout my social medias, then you probably know. If you guys haven't noticed, what I'm about to tell you right now. February of 2017, I was at home and I went to go grab a snack. And when I was about to go get something, and I started to like feel a little bit weird, and my jaw started to like drop, and like I couldn't even move, and I started to twitch and fell to the ground. And my sister sees me lying there, my little sister. She sees me lying here like unconscious, or if I don't know if I was like awake or unconscious when I had the seizure. And my mom and dad weren't home at the time. They were out doing something. I don't even know what it was. But they called 911. They got like ambulance. They got out. And when I first woke up and I wasn't able to speak for a few minutes, like I couldn't even say anything, or I couldn't even think straight. But all I know is that I was traumatized. I couldn't like do anything. And they carried me to the stretcher, right to the ambulance, and right to the nearest hospital or nearest emergency room that they could like get near of. And they put me like on a hospital bed, and they got me some IV like to calm me down, or like give me blood pressure, or get CAT scans. And I was there for hours, and my mom and dad came in to check on me, see if everything's okay. And when they first heard that I suffered a seizure, and I believe my siblings weren't there at the time. They were there when I had the seizure. They weren't there when I was at the hospital. And my mom and dad came in like at the hospital like just in time before we were about to leave, and they were terrified. They were terrified when they found out I had a seizure, and it's like crazy. It was just so crazy. And I have friends that came to visit me when I was at the hospital, and as you could tell that they were worried sick about me, and they said that everything was normal, and they said they told me to like keep the pace, like calm down, like go get some rest, and like drink lots of water or fluids or any other stuff like that. So I went home, and then on December, which I believe it was 7 months ago, which 7 months after my second seizure. So I had the second seizure, and before I had it, I started to like doze off, and I didn't even know what to do or stuff like that. So I tried to go to the bed, and like I couldn't able to move. Like my jaw opened again, and I started to like twitch. And my mom and dad, they were right next to me. They were right next to my room. And when they heard like a loud crash, they thought it was me like jumping around, like dancing, or like, you know, if I was being all silly, or just like, you know, having fun. But they keep calling my name, and I wasn't responding. And what they knew, if something was wrong, they came into my room right away, and they saw me lying here, like where I'm looking at right now is right where I had the second seizure. And they were terrified, and they called 911, and they figured out what to do if they found out your daughter is going through like the second seizure. and they were trying to like get me into a comfortable position where I can like breathe or something like that, like to breathe heavily, and like they said I was breathing fine. But when I woke up again from the second seizure, again I wasn't able to speak. Like I couldn't even speak or think, and they again carried me to the nearest emergency room, the same hospital that I was at when I had the first seizure. And the second time I had a seizure, I ended up in a pretty bad shape, which I got some bumps and bruises. When I had the second seizure, I had bruises on my arm, like around the neck, and I believe it was that the doctor said was when they found like some bumps and bruises around me, they said around the ear was swollen, and I couldn't even felt the swelling in my ear. But I can feel like the bumps and bruises, like when I look at them, I feel like they mock me. I feel like that they're like they think I was like beat up or something, but no, I had a seizure. And again, they did the IV, the CAT scan, everything else, and they said go home and get rest and drink lots of fluids. And then the day after I had a second seizure, they put me on medication, and I believe it was Keppra, I believe it was. They said I'm supposed to take it twice a day, and hoping that'll prevent me from having any more seizures or stuff like that. And a few weeks later, after my seizure, they set me up for a doctor's appointment. And they put up for a few more doctor's appointments that I have to do in order to what causes those two seizures. So the first doctor's appointment that I had was with a doctor that set up those appointments, which I'm about to tell you guys. The first doctor's appointment that she set up was something called an EEG. For those of you who are wondering what an EEG is, it's basically where you have like this little machine, and it's like in a bag, and you wrapped it around your waist, or was it around like I believe it was around the waist or the stomach, like around the stomach. Like they have this little belt, and they have like this machine around you, and what it does is that they have like a bunch of wires, and they put like glue or was it like cement or glue or something like that, and they put wires in your head. And what it does is that it tests or records your brain, like of what it does, and see if everything was normal or something like that. And they have you like put wires in your head, and you had to keep it on a period of time that they told you to put it on. And for people who are going through seizures, they had to put it on for at least 24 to 48 hours, and I have to have the EEG on around me for 24 hours until I go back to the doctor and get all that yucky like stuff out of my hair, and even the wires, and to get the results of what it was. So the stuff that they told me to do and not do is like, don't do anything physical, don't go to the gym, like don't sweat or anything, don't shower, or like don't put like a phone like through your ear because of like the wires in your head. And one of the things that you can do is play video games, and I'm a gamer myself, and I love to play video games, and that's what I did when I had the EEG on. And it was really difficult to do, like with the EEG. So I had it on for 24 hours, and then I went back to the doctor, the wires, and I had to get taken out. And the only way that you could get rid of the stuff out of here, like the little cement like glue thing in your hair, is you have to take a warm shower or a hot shower to get rid of all of this like gunk in your hair and like wash it off very well. And that's what I did. And the second appointment that they set up was a follow-up. And what a follow-up is that you get checked like for like every 3 to 6 months, saying if like of how you're doing, like after, like if you cause a seizure, like if you suffered a seizure, or like if anything is normal. And for the EEG results, they said everything was normal. However, I had to keep going for a follow-up for 3 to 6 months, like every 3 to 6 months. And I just realized, like, is there any more appointments that needed to be like done? And what they told me is that they had to set up for an MRI appointment. And if you don't know what an MRI is, it's basically where you lie down and they have like this like huge machine of where you go in, and once you lie down is that you like keep your eyes closed for the whole time. You keep your eyes closed for the whole time, so that way that you won't like you can't open your eyes at all. And what they do is they have like sections, like they have like sections of like minutes of like whether like the noises and the bumps or whatever, like the noises they make. So what they did is that they have you put on headphones and they like have you lie down, and then the machine, like they have you go in, is that it takes you to like to the machine, and what she does is that it's gonna say like this section is gonna be for a minute, and they have like a little bit of music like coming through the headphones, and all I heard was the bang and the boom and boom and everything else, and it didn't bother me at all, and I wasn't that claustrophobic at all. And if you guys don't know what claustrophobic is it means a fear of small spaces. I'm not that claustrophobic myself, but it was like I was like really nervous about the MRI appointment, but for months, like I was trying to get the MRI appointment, and it was really, really hard like to get the MRI appointment set up because I didn't have health insurance back then. But I'm not going to tell you which health insurance because it's personal and I don't want to bring any of this up, but I wanted to get that MRI appointment like up for months because I have no health insurance and I wanted to be on health insurance. But the day that I got health insurance, and for the follow-up that I had 2 months ago, I told them that I wanted to get the MRI appointment set up, and what they told me was that you have to go see a person where the diagnosis imaging room is, and what they told you is that you need to fill out a form and have the MRI appointment set up. So I followed the rules and everything else, and I fill out everything, and they said the MRI appointment will be set up on June 12th, I believe it was, when I had the MRI. And I was like so excited that I wanted to get this MRI appointment done over with so they find out what causes those 2 seizures. And I was really nervous when I was about to go into the MRI appointment. And also when they were about to do like the IV or like with a needle or something like that, they said it was really difficult to like find a vein where like that arm is or something like that. You find out where the arm, like where the vein is, because my veins are like playing hide and seek because my veins are very small, and like they were trying to find like the best one, like if it's like the vein that they could see. But when it comes to needles for me, I get like so nervous and I try to look away, like close my eyes and like pretend like none of this happened. Like it's just like a little pinch, or like if I'm like trying to get like a flu shot or something, and it's just like, just don't think about it. Just don't think about the needle. It's just like think about happy thoughts and everything will be okay. And during the time when I was in the MRI, and they said for the MRI appointment, it's supposed to be like 45 to 60 minutes for the MRI thing to like be up for the results then. And in the middle of the MRI appointment, they gave me an injection to help me calm down, like so that way I wouldn't move so much, because they said sometimes they move around, like they move a lot when you're at an MRI appointment. And also I had to follow the instructions, and they said no metal at the MRI appointment. With the ring that I had right now, this right here is metal, so I had to take this off and like just don't like have like metal on me, or like say like the closing of it and everything else. And when you have something metal on you when you're at the MRI, like bad things happen. Like I don't even know what that is, but I took like all the metal off of me, like just in case, and I had to wear like something non-metal. And they gave me like some robe, like they gave me like pants and like a shirt, like to like be prepared for the MRI. And I was in there like being tested, injection, everything else. They said I did great, and I said that wasn't that bad at all. And also with the MRI, everything went well. So I got the results a few days later. They said everything was fine, but there was a but in there. They said that I was diagnosed with not epilepsy, but also with like a sinus infection. But I'm not diagnosed with epilepsy. They said I have a sinus infection, but I still have no idea of what causes those 2 seizures. So I still want to dig a little bit deeper of what causes those 2 seizures by the next time I see a doctor, and hopefully that we can sort things out of what to do and everything else. And with the sinus infection that I had right now, it says that I need to get it treated, like in order for the sinus infection to go away. And so I went to the doctor again, and I saw her, and they were checking me like with the sinus infection when I got the MRI. And when they look up through like my nose and with the nostril, they said that I have allergies, and we don't even know what I'm allergic to. So what they did was they gave me a prescription, which is a nozzle spray. And what it does is that it's like a little bottle, and it has like this little spray right here, and you're supposed to spray it up in each nostril like twice, and I'm supposed to do it once a day. What they told me about the allergies that I had with the nose, they said I have 2 polyps that are like this, but with the polyps up in the nose. And they said that they were inflamed, and hoping like with the nozzle spray that I have, like hopefully like the sinuses and everything else, like all that stuff can like go away and like just could be better and all of that. And we have no idea what I'm allergic to, and we're not going to do the testing is because A, it's going to take a lot of testings, and B, we're going to find out if it's serious or not. And they're going to keep an eye on me for sure, like nothing bad happens or like any other stuff like that happens for now. But the allergies and the sinus infection, that's not what I'm talking about. It's about the seizures. The moral of the story is like about seizures, like if you're like suffering a seizure and you're afraid that it might happen again, don't be scared to like go to a doctor. Like tell them that you suffered a seizure and you need to get that treated of what you needed. And also I met this little girl back in Walmart, and I believe like she's younger than me, like she may be 6 or 7. And when I was at Walmart, her mother that was with the girl she said that she's been through the EEG and like with all the toys like that she had, like she was about to buy, and I heard like the story, and I noticed that she's going through the same thing as me. Like she had a seizure, like I think she's been through like maybe a couple of seizures, the same thing that I have been. Like she had the EEG done, like for MRI and everything else, and it's crazy. Like when someone is going through the same thing as you show them like love and support, and also like you're comforting them, like to those that are scared, and also like that are like nice to you and everything else. It's just like so crazy. I feel Cameron's family's pain because I know what it's like going through those seizures, and also I'm not diagnosed with epilepsy, but Cameron is, and he had an epileptic seizure when he passed away, and that's my biggest fear. Dying from a seizure is one of my biggest fears, and that's what I'm scared of. But I know that God's watching over me. I'm a Christian girl myself. I'm not scared for my life, but I am scared that I might suffer another seizure, and I am getting treated. Like I'm on medication. I'm on like the nostril spray, whatever, like the allergies. Like I'm not the normal girl that you think that loves wrestling, likes to play video games, like watch Disney Channel as a kid, and like as a teen. I used to watch like Disney Channel like a lot, but when I was like maybe about 18 years old, like one of the shows that ended, I stopped watching Disney Channel because the new shows on Disney Channel, I don't know, they're like okay to me, but like they're not necessarily my shows to watch. Also with Descendants, the series, Descendants 1, 2, and 3, the Disney Channel original movies, Descendants 3 is about to come out on August 2nd. And also, not only August 2nd is going to be a big day, not only with Descendants 3, but also Hobbs and Shaw movie that involves The Rock and WWE superstar Roman Reigns, which Roman Reigns that I am a huge fan of. And it's going to be like one exciting day for me. How can I get through Descendants 3 without crying? Because Cameron is in that movie, and I'm just like, I just like feel like that I want to watch that movie with my friends and family because of like this kid who passed away unexpectedly of a seizure in his sleep. I'm going to watch not only Hobbs and Shaw, but also Descendants 3 on behalf of his dedication and memory. I know what it's like going through that difficult time, like the seizures and everything else, but still my thoughts and my prayers are going through Cameron's family at this difficult time as they lost their son, their brother, and also friends and family, fans that they know of. And it's just tragic. So that's it for today's video, and this is the video that I'm spreading a message to those who are going through the same thing as me, who are going through the same thing as Cameron. And also, if you guys want to share your story of how you were diagnosed with epilepsy, and also don't be afraid to like stand out and share your story. The link will be in the description box below, and it will tell you of like with your epilepsy foundation and all of that. So I want to thank you everybody so much for watching this video, and this is in the memory of Cameron, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!